Hello, I'm going to demonstrate the use of a CIP-45 wallet with Marlowe Runtime. Now, CIP-45 wallets are different than CIP-30 wallets. CIP-30 wallets are Chrome extensions that inject their API into the Windows DOM object on the web page. And that might be difficult to do if you're using like a low-code builder or a website builder where there are restrictions for security reasons on how the DOM can be manipulated or whether or not you could use extensions. Now, CIP-45 is a proposed standard. It uses WebRTC for communication. So that's a peer-to-peer technology. It doesn't use HTTP. It's a different protocol, so it's not subject to like the CORS restrictions and other things like that. So in some cases, you might be able to use a CIP-45 wallet where you really couldn't use a CIP-30 wallet because of restrictions for the environment that you happen to be building the application in. So in this case, we're going to have a simple contract where basically one person is sending funds to another. So you might imagine that you have like a blog or something, and on that page, maybe there's a little offset in the margin where someone can donate funds to the writer of the blog. And so what we've done here is in the app, it takes several parameters in the URL. The first one is the location of the Marlowe Runtime instance, because that's going to be needed for doing the Marlowe side of things. And then we have the roles currency for the recipient's token, their role token, and then the name of the recipient's role token. So in Marlowe, role tokens are native tokens, and the holder of that token is actually able to operate the contract and withdraw funds from it, given the rules of the contract, of course. And so if you're on mainnet, you can actually use an ADA handle as a role token, or an ADA domain, or any other project that has fixed policy IDs and issues NFTs to people. So that's kind of handy. Here we're running on pre-prod, so we're going to use like a mock version of that. And what we've specified is a particular roles currency for the Marlowe contract, and then c.marlowe is going to be the role name. So if we were on mainnet and we were using an ADA handle, the handle would be called the same thing, but with a $ in front of it. So $c.marlowe. If it were ADA domain, it would be c.marlowe.ada. But you don't put the prefix or the suffix in there because the actual token name on the blockchain doesn't have those. And then we're going to send some tokens over, and we could send ADA. So if we left both of these blank, we'd be sending ADA because ADA has a blank policy ID and a blank token name. We're going to send some of these Bear Garden tokens. So let's grab the policy ID, put that in, and then maybe we'll send 125. Whoops, 125. And the contract has a deadline for the deposit. All Marlowe contracts have deadlines and timeouts in them. And so now what are we going to do? We have to connect the dApp to the wallet. So let's take the peer-to-peer address of the dApp. Now this is specific to the browser, the dApp, and the machine you're running on. So, other people connecting to this dApp would have different addresses. Each is a unique peer-to-peer address. And we're actually going to do a peer-to-peer connection. So we go to the wallet, we say connect, and then we give the wallet this address, and we say connect dApp. Now, the wallet is going through the peer-to-peer network trying to discover the dApp, and they'll do a handshake in a minute once they've discovered each other. So we have a connection, and we can see the wallet has listed its peer ID. That's communicated to the contract, and then the contract and the dApp, they've communicated the name of the dApp and then also its address. And so the two things are connected. Now, we're seeing it on one screen here in two different browsers, but these could be on different machines. You could be running the dApp on a tablet or a phone or something, and then the wallet could be on a different machine. So there's some really interesting use cases where you have one person operating dApp, but another person is doing the signing, or another machine. Anyway, so we have that set up, and now we're going to operate the contract. So we simply create the contract, and then you can see over on the wallet, it's presented a signing page. Now for CIP-30, we would have had a pop-up, but we don't have that anymore because this is a much more distributed system. We're in different browsers. And so now we're just waiting here for the confirmation of the transaction. So the contract is on the blockchain. The creation transaction has been confirmed. Now we're going to deposit the funds into the contract. Once again, the wallet brings up the confirmation and signing page, and then we can watch the dApp to see when the confirmation occurs for the deposit. Okay, that's confirmed. We can actually look at either of these transactions in Cardano scan. It looks like it hasn't been put on the blockchain. There we go. So you can look at the details of that, and then in Marlowe scan, you can actually look at the code for the contract. And it's quite simple. We're just sending to this role from this address, and we're sending this token, and we have the deadline. So very simple Marlowe contract. And so now we've actually sent the funds. They're not in the wallet of the recipient yet. They're at the Marlowe role payout address. And whenever the recipient wants to retrieve those, they can actually go and fetch what's waiting for them. So we're going to do that. First, we've got to, let's go over here to the wallet, and a different account holds the role token. So we're going to grab that. We can see they have the role token, the C Marlowe role token, and we're actually going to make sure that that's the active account in the wallet. And then we also have a very handy application in the Marlowe ecosystem for Marlowe payouts. And this payouts application basically looks on the blockchain and says, hey, I have these role tokens, or tokens in general, in my wallet, and can I do any Marlowe withdrawals using those? And we just created this one. It's EEE8D. There's the contract EEE8D. And then we have the 125 bear gardens and the min ADA requirement, of course. And then we'll just do a withdrawal. So we're withdrawing these from Marlowe's role payout address. And now this is a CIP-30 application. So we give, you see the pop-up from the browser extension. We're going to sign that, and then we just wait for the processing of the transaction, see that it's confirmed. Okay, the transaction was confirmed. We can actually go in the wallet and see those transactions occurring. So we'll just have to wait a second or two here. Okay, and so we've received the Bear Garden tokens. So what we've seen here is how to use the CIP-45 wallet with a Marlowe dApp. That gives you a little more flexibility on wallet interaction. Now, CIP-45 is not an approved standard, and some of the tools and libraries around it have some rough edges still, so it might not be ready for production, but this is how you can orchestrate things with CIP-45. We also saw the Marlowe payouts dApp where you can withdraw Marlowe output. So thank you very much.